Hi guys, so I want to go ahead and review this thing I picked up not too long ago. Yeah, not really, but it's this set here. I picked it up right before the Create event that Griffin does. Any links I have in the description box will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items to those links. Having said that, because this is still available on HSN, and whenever they brought it in, they charged $40.51 for any of these things. So it's like this one, it's the mini album creator, which I will get to. I know I said I wasn't going to pick that one up, but you guys were curious about it. So I picked it up basically because I want to try it out for you guys. But it's not really something I wanted to get into. So that kind of happens when it's something I just kind of dread, or maybe I don't know if I want to use it. I kind of push it off, right? So I will get to it. I'm sure a lot of you guys picked it up already. If you're not familiar with what I'm speaking about, I'll have the links in the description box for like this set. I'll have for that set. But what's funny about this is that it's still available. So leading up to craft day, they have this one there. It's a gorgeous set, and it makes a shutter card. Now, if you guys know or remember, I did a shutter card from scratch not that long ago, and it actually came out really cool. And you guys tried it out. A lot of you guys, I heard from a lot of you guys and said, oh, I sent it to, you know, my nephew or whoever, and they loved it, you know, that kind of thing. So it was really sweet to hear all that. And thank you guys, everyone that's followed up with me about these not being on magnetic sheets anymore. I guess Anna had mentioned in one of her sneak peeks that there wasn't added value in it, and they didn't want to pass the price to the consumer, which is kind of, I don't like that kind of wording, because I feel like whenever she said that they were going to be on the magnetic sheets, like last year or whenever it was, she was really excited about it, and it basically saying it was like a gift for us, you know what I'm saying? Like an extra bonus thing, not so much that we're paying for it. So, I don't know, guys. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that. Gotta sip my tea. Oh, actually, that's coffee. I'm just joking. Anyway, so we have these dies. So I'm going to use them. It's a very easy thing to put together, but you know, you want to make your paper selections, whatever's you like. What's funny about this one is it does a quilting design into your paper, and I didn't think about that when I looked at it. I thought, oh, I'm going to use some of my really nice, like, tonic papers, because those papers are gorgeous. But this does give you an imprint, so we'll see what we end up using. But with the shutter card, like I said, I showed you how to make one from scratch. These are definitely not necessary, but they are gorgeous. So I was like, okay, I have to have this. So now she has a set coming out this for this craft day. It's already available. Again, I'll have the links there. That it's going to be an auto ship. And the first one is really pretty. The first one, the one that you see at the listing, if you were to click there, it has like cathedral windows, kind of like a pointiness, you know, where this one, it's gonna fold and you see it's very much like these rectangles. It's more of a cathedral look. Really pretty. So so I'm looking forward to that. So I already signed up for it. Well, I already purchased the kit. It's a sign up for auto ship regardless. There is no single ship option, which it looks like HSN is starting to do, which kind of just makes sense, you guys. I don't know why they do single ship and auto ship. If you don't want it, just skip it. Or cancel it, right, after they send you the first one. But I guess that's incumbent on the person to remember to cancel or skip. So, you know, I know sometimes people don't want to deal with that. But like I'm saying, if they send it off to you, then just cancel it the next day. It's always, the auto ship is always set up literally as soon as you buy the item. It'll be in your auto ship manager. And you can just skip or cancel at that point. So it's easy to manage. That's all I'm saying. Oh, something fell there. Okay, so we're going to try this out today. Like I said, we're going to make our paper selections and all that. The other thing I wanted to let you know is she has another auto ship for the pop-up cards. And I'm like, okay, pop-up cards, because I know I did like the teacup, which is adorable, and the cake and all these different ones. Some of them are a little harder to work with. Some are real easy to work with. It's this kind of thing. And I did a review on this around Christmas time or just before Christmas, and I didn't even clean it out. It looks just like this. They're all going to look like this, okay? So what happens is, I should pull the card. I still have the card that I made with this, but anyway, it's two pieces. It's just this inner piece and then this outer piece, as you can see, and that's all it is. So basically, you're going to make your 5x7 card or whatever size card. It needs to be a bigger card, as you can see, and this inner piece is basically what you're buying. And I think, I don't remember the pricing on it, I'm sorry. So the pricing on the auto ship for the other guy is $39.95 for the shutter cards. I'm just like super excited about it. I'm like ready to get it. Hopefully it's shipped already, because I did order it 2 days ago. I just had so many other videos. I didn't have a chance to mention it to you guys that, hey, they're ready. They're on the site, you know. But it does this. So the piece that you're buying is this inner portion. The card itself, you're just going to do your own thing, but it's basically just this part that does the inner portion. And it's called pop out because it has like this little aperture opening, or pop up, pop out. Yeah. And then you do whatever you like. So I have another video on that, and you can check it out if you want to see how this basic one was done. But pretty cool that she has the auto ship, and I signed up for that. Again, if you want to manage it ahead of time, you can skip. They are also on HSN today, and again, I do my videos kind of like a vlog, so it's a daily thing, but it depends on when you're watching. They're having free shipping if you buy $75 or more of clearance. And I always say this, having said that, they offered me that. I don't know if they're offering you that. I know right now some people have a $5 off coupon or something else. I don't have that, and they didn't offer it to me. So it just, HSN sometimes does different things. I don't know how they manage that or what, but these guys are on clearance for like 18 bucks. The mini holiday frame. So obviously it's Christmassy if you want to get it and save it for next time around. But you know, it has other things in here that aren't just super Christmassy. But if you're interested in it, because I did review this, it's super inexpensive right now. And then again, free shipping with any of the clearance stuff you want to pick up. So back to this, back to why we're here. These shutter card dies. This cracks me up because I bought this a long time ago, right? I didn't watch the presentation because I saw it and I wanted it. I knew that. So this is from like the last craft day, which was in November, December, whenever it was. And I never watched the demo, but I did watch a little bit of it because I went to make sure if it was still in stock, because when I ordered the other one. And Anna just had a hard time. So putting it together. And I was like, if the woman that created this is having an issue, you know, it's because she kept getting confused. And so I will help you out with that. One of the items she did try to work with, and she's like, and this, you have to do this. She's like, it doesn't say that in the instructions. Why does it not say that in the instructions, you know? But for me, it was something that's very easy to know to do. Like, what's in the kit? You have your outer that's going to cut your card base. You have the part that's going to make the inner structure so that your little shutter will go in and out, just like whenever I had made it from scratch. So these are the panels that do that go in and out, that make the shutter. And then this thing right here is a belly band. So obviously you see it has tabs. A belly band goes around the thing. So you're going to have to cut 2 of these without even looking at the instructions. You know that because it needs to go around. But then they're both going to have tabs. Well, they both can't have tabs. So I was like, oh, you probably cut the tabs off of one of them. And that's basically part of what's here, but she says it's not in the instructions. So it's like, why? Anyway, and I always try to follow the instructions when I'm putting together things like this, because if I go off on my own, people are going to say, oh, why did you do it that way? She said to do it this way. The other thing I get is when I do follow the instructions, people will say, well, Anna did it this way. And it's like, I don't know what she's doing. This is what's written. This is what's in front of us. This is what we have, right? So like, either she needs to write the instructions that make sense the way she would put it together. I would assume it makes sense. Or, you know, I don't know. I don't know what to do. But she needs to make it so they're the same. And I have a feeling it's probably easier to describe things one way than the other. Like even this. Oh, no, that's no good. This is showing to leave the tabs and then glue it together. And that's going to be super fat. Like that doesn't make any sense. And I can see that it gives a little bit isn't bad. But the whole tab is this wide. That's ridiculous. So no wonder. That's completely wrong, guys. So yeah. All right. I can see having a little bit of give, right? You want a little bit width, but not that fat. I'll show you why, because it's not that fat. All right. And that's kind of my justification why I'm going to do things a certain way and some another. And she kept getting mixed up adding the panels to the card. And it's not hard, guys. It's not hard. But again, that's what I'm saying. You know, she's there. She's presenting things. You have to really be into something, because even at her designing it, knowing how it should go, she kept messing it up. If you click the link because you like this, check it out. You should check the demo out. You'll have a good little laugh. It's kind of funny. But okay, so what we're going to do is get started. I'm going to grab some papers. Thank you for sitting through. If you didn't, hopefully I'll put in the beginning that I'm going to chat for a while so you can skip it. These are wide, but not super wide. Like, let me see if it'll fit through the Gemini. Nope. The Gemini Junior will not accommodate this, but your large Gemini also will. And apparently the Today Special on the 19th is going to be a big, huge Gemini from Crafter's Companion. And people ask me if I'm going to buy it. I am not. I don't use the Gemini. I've only used it basically to review it. I don't think I've ever used it again. Like, it's just sitting there. The regular, the big guy. I use the Gemini Junior. I use the Empress. The Empress with the extended plates does everything I want, so I'm good. I might be getting a Tangerine, which is the Tonic large die cutting machine that's a manual. So I just don't need that. But if you guys get it, let me know what you think. And if you're watching it and the Today Special's already hit, I'll have the links for it. But yeah, it's not something I'm going to be picking up. But anyway, so this will accommodate the Empress. It is too big for the basic Empress plates. You're going to need the extended cutting plates, or you're going to do the trick, which is probably what I'll do because I'm too lazy to pick to go get my Empress cutting plates, even though I'm looking at them. They're like literally right over there. I keep my extended cutting plates somewhere else because the Empress is in front of me on my work surface. So thank you guys for listening. I am going to grab some papers and we're going to start cutting. For our basic die, the larger guy, the card base, I'm going to use this paper. I love this paper. I do not like the back of it, but you know, it's what it is. Yeah, it's weird. But so looking at the back now, I know I need to make sure that my paper is going to be cut in this direction, right? Because it has an actual direction, although the front doesn't. So I'm going to take this big guy. And I'm telling you guys, this is super easy. But again, you know, she's presenting it, you get, you know, flustered, or I don't know if she's flustered, but you know, you get caught up. And so it was funny that she's just like having such a hard time with it. I'm like, girl, all you gotta do is, I'm watching her. I'm like, you know how you guys tell me, talking through the screen here. And she didn't hear me. So that's fine. This is actually Anna Griffin floral cardstock I've had probably for 5 years. So I don't know if it's still available, but again, like I said, whenever I have links, I'll put them in the description box. And, you know, that's fine. Okay, I'm going to tape this because I don't want it to move, especially because we're going to do a little trick so that you don't have to have extended cutting plates. So really make sure it's not going to move. So I'm putting tape at the top, tape in this bottom corner, and probably more tape like here. Just keep it down. I'm going to cut my paper down because I don't need a whole 12-inch piece and it's not going to fit through my machine anyway. So yeah, that's what's weird to me. I'm like, I think the new Gemini cuts 12 inches. I'm like, don't they cut 12 inches anyway? But I guess not this way. It cuts 12 inches long, but the opening, I don't know. So let me know if you're excited for it. If you don't have a machine and you want that, that'd be really great. But it's gonna take a while. If you're just cutting little tiny things, it's gonna be a little, I think, exhausting because you're waiting for that whole thing to go through. You know. I have a bunch of stuff in front of my machine. Sorry. Okay. We are gonna cut. Okay, another thing is, this is the exact same plates I've had since I bought the machine. As you can see, they are well loved, well used, and people ask me, what do you do so they don't bow? I don't do anything. They're just like this. I mean, these are pretty flat, right? I try not to, like, put a lot of pressure in if I don't have to. Like right now, I'm not going to use probably the metal shim. I don't think I need it, so I'm not going to use that. You don't use the rubber shim if you're using the magnetic shim, because that's for embossing. And so I would just do this. A lot of times I don't cut into this magnetic mat, just, you know, but it's there and it will get gouged. I know Anna cuts into hers. I've done it a couple times just for demonstration purposes, but I do not like doing that because I don't like it. But I'm going to put this face down. So I'm going to cut right into this. Again, well, sometimes I use the metal shim. It just depends. Don't load up your machine so much that the plates want to like bow more, is all I would say. I think for this, it's a very basic cut. We aren't going to need much more than that and that. So it's just the thing, whatever it is that your machine wants to cut, do that. You do have to press the button that says run with the Empress, and I pretty much always forget that. So I put as much as I can that fits, right? You saw that. Oopsie, oopsie, there's things falling. Okay, I put as much of the die with the paper in as I could. This, of course, wants to stick to it. And so it has cut that, right? But we still have this last piece to cut. So if you don't have the extended cutting plates, don't worry about it. Try not to overlap too much when you go to make your second cut. I'm turning it around. I'm seeing where it cut last time. I just need about that much more to cut. And I'm gonna put my plates back. Wherever there's a full sandwich is where it's gonna cut. And then where there's not a full sandwich, it's not gonna cut. Just wanna make sure. Yeah, we're good. So I overlap a little bit, but not too much. You know, you don't want to go way over here because if it cuts again, if your paper shifted, it's going to look real bad. So overlap a little tiny bit. Press the run button. All right. And I show this trick pretty much every time and people ask about it, so hopefully that helps you out. Same thing with the Gemini. Let's say you had something that will fit through it, the Gemini Junior, but it's too long. Same thing, just run most of it through and then run the rest of it through and see what you get. And I put a lot of tape, so let me do this very carefully. I'm gonna remove this tape super carefully, but as you can see, it cut everything, so everything's fine. I just wanna make sure this tape. And I'm so sorry, you guys. I don't know what happened the other day. I was making a video. I forgot for what it was. And then I realized I had a cut on my hand. I'm like, how did I get cut? I do not know how I got cut. I still don't know how I got cut. And I think it's going to leave me a scar even. Look at this. It's fresh still. Like, I mean, it's at that point where it gets like itchy and it's a little hurty and you can't bother it. Just like the reason you tell your kids leave it alone. But I'm so sorry. Okay, again, we cut it so that this would be facing the right way, right? And then we have score marks. Now, if you want to score your score marks even better, you can go ahead and do that because it's like a little embossing. That's not what you want to score. There's a score line and then another embossing line. You're wanting to fold that on the score line. It's pretty good, but again, if you want to put that on your embossing board or scoreboard and just give it a better score, not bad. So that's our basic card, guys. I know, I'm like, I need to get that crema and cream. It's concha nácar. It's like a Mexican thing, and it supposedly lightens scars. And I guess there's all kinds of things that do that, right? But if you guys know of one that you use that helped you out, let me know, because I do not like this. I'm like, it's too bad. Sorry, guys. Okay, so that's our card. Oh, how cute. These almost matched up. It is very close. You can feel the... So what I'm going to do is bone fold it a little bit outwards. I'm bone folding it away from that center. Just so that it'll be a little, see, now they're not touching each other as much. Okay, so we have a belly band to make. We have the panels, which is more important. This panel can decorate this panel and it can also decorate the front. So what I'm gonna do is pick this out and this one. So we'll just do the panels for now. So then you want to think about what you want to do for the inside and what background color do you want to use, what paper are you going to put on the middle. Of course, I'll probably use like gold in the middle because gold is so pretty. And you know how decorative you want to get with it. So pretty much this is going to dictate the colors I'm using, even though I don't like the inside of this paper. I like this outside better, and it has like lavenders and, you know, some coral and reddish pinks and really pretty colors, but this is not like that. So I'll do what I can. I'm gonna go grab some papers for that part, and then we also need to decorate the outside. This cuts out its own frame. It's not like you're gonna use them together like this. It's gonna cut out its own frame, and then you're gonna put that on top of this as a shadow. You know, this will be a background piece. So this cuts out on its own. Doesn't need this with it. So I'll be right back. Okay, luckily, I still have some heavyweight paper from Hobby Lobby in the cream color. It is not Anna's cream color. As you can see, this is a little deeper, but that's fine. So I'm gonna cut 2 of these guys out. Super easy. Just run them through. Basic, just like this. 2 of them. And then I think I'm going to layer them with this pink, pearlescent pink. Is it too pink? Well, it's a little bit too pink, but that'll be okay. It's a pearlescent pink paper from Crafter's Companion. I'm just going to tape that down and run this through. If this needs to be embossed, yeah, it does. It has embossability. So, okay, I'll run this through the second time so you can see what I do for embossing, and I'll be right back. Both these out again, just this, because this doesn't need it. If you did this, what you're gonna have is a little skinny frame left because this cuts out its own frame. So it's just that one piece. I cut out the 2 base ones, and on this one, it's gonna be this guy. I'm gonna give myself some room for the second panel because we're gonna cut out 2 of them. And I'm going to tape it really well because even though, like when Anna cuts these, she tries to move it less, like very little, so that it doesn't move too much. You never know. So I'm going to tape that there, tape it here, maybe put another little piece of tape on the side. I'm not going to put it on the other side because that's where the other panel's going to go. I don't want to have a chance of messing that up. Okay, again, you can use your magnetic mat if you want to use the... supposedly, if you cut right into it, it'll cut and emboss at the same time. I'm just not into that. So I'm gonna cut it right now. I'm gonna run that through. And the second time, we're gonna use the rubber embossing mat. And you can put the metal shim too if you want a little extra oomph. I think, we'll see. We'll see what it looks like when it cuts right now, if we need that extra umph. That's a pretty good amount of pressure already. I don't think we're gonna need it. A lot of times if you have something that's really detailed, you need that extra bit. So again, we're gonna peel this off very carefully, trying to have our paper move. We're gonna get rid of the magnetic mat. Put this guy back down. See, not too bad. Ugh, if anything, that last little, those little pieces, if they get in there, they will emboss on your paper and it'll look horrible. So if you had any popped out like I did, oh well. If they just get anywhere, it'll mess up your embossing. But anyway, let's put that rubber mat back on there. And let's put this back in. Not back on there, but on there. That was the first time I did it, isn't it? And run it again. I always joke when I throw a piece of paper like this on the floor that my maid will come later and clean it up, which is basically me. And then Miranda likes to find like little gold pieces whenever I use gold paper, and she's like, oh, those are mine, and she like stores them in a little canister, and I'm like, how sad. They're just little scraps of paper that literally just need to be thrown away, and she just loves them. But anyway, let me pick this up here. I'm gonna do the exact same thing again, because we need 4 of these if you want to decorate the front with them. If you don't want to decorate the front with them, then you know, it's not a big deal, but really we do need 4 of these cut out, so I'll run this through 3 more times with maybe the same paper on the outside, I don't know. But you see that embossing, you can kind of see that's pushed in now. It wasn't that way before. Let's let everything else out. It's so pretty. So I'll come through with my spellbinder just to finish cleaning it up, the little brush. That is very pretty. All right, I'll be right back. Before I move on, I was gonna do this. You have to clean this out. You do not want to go and cut again all these little pink pieces and go in there, because it'll impede. After a while, you might get a second cut, that's okay, but it'll start getting too thick in there, and then your die's not going to cut in that area because it's so full of paper, you know? So you really do want to clean it out. Like I said, you can probably get by doing 2 of them, but after that, I need 4 panels. We're going to have to clean it out. So there we go. All right, I'm going to run it through, just cut, and then run it through and emboss and all that good stuff. And I'll be back. Okay guys, I have my pieces here, and I know I said I was going to follow the instructions, and I am. Right now we're just cutting our pieces, but I am focusing on the inside of the card. So we did our panels for the inside, we did this for the inside, we did our card base, and then the next thing we're going to do is this piece here. And this piece is embossed, and that's kind of what you're seeing here. It looks like 2 colors, but it's the one piece of paper that gets embossed. So it's not like a fishnet, it's more of an embossing net. So let's put it to the side. I said I was going to use gold paper. This is gold paper from like Anna's collection. I bought a ton years ago, so I still have that. And I need to start putting these dies away. I'll use them and I'll put it to the side, and I'm like, oh no. See, it's getting weak here. This guy. And it cuts everything at once, as you see there. We only need 1 of these. And so I'm just gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna tape it down, a little piece of paper, run it through, and then run it through with the embossing mat, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, let's see how this looks. Yeah, not bad. Pretty good. And then you can use this piece for something else. So we have that piece that cut out in the center there. Let me remove this tape very carefully. People ask me all the time what tape does that. I use Crafter's Companion low tack tape, which we always joke it's not really low tack. It's pretty much like tape. But the DOT or dot tape from the Dollar Tree works really well. That one is very low tack. So there's that. Okay. So here's where this is the main part that we need here for our card. So I'm going to bring these 2 guys back, and you can fold them if you want now or later, however you want. Again, this is, okay, I tore there a little bit. See, it's not really as low tack as you think, but it's going to get covered either way. So you see I'm bending this, and sometimes it wants to bend where the embossing is, not where the actual score line is. So just be careful. I can see that that's what it's wanting to do. And if you want to give it a nice bone fold, you know, that's up to you. Usually with this kind of card, I wait till the end because you never know how it's actually going to settle in on the shutter part of it. But either way, okay. That one was better. So these are these pieces that we need. And these are all our main pieces. This here. And again, this is scary because this is gold paper and sometimes it wants to crack. So, you know, you can massage it a little bit so get it used to it. Spray the back with a little water, but I'm just going to go for it. So the basic mechanism is that this comes in, and then, you know what I'm saying, these pieces slide in and out, and then this guy kind of traps them, right? And that's basically it. But what happens is that when you open it, this needs to pull it. So this needs to be glued to that so it actually can pull it. So the piece is going with the flaps. You're not gluing on this side, you're not, you know, or doing something funky, or that's why Anna kept turning it inside out. And I guess to line it up, which would make sense, but then she would stick it upside down or backwards or whatever. And then she couldn't get it off because it's taped. She used that really good tape. She went to, and she's like, you know what? And she just moved on. But, so let's not do that. Let's go ahead and stick our pretty pieces down here. So I'm going to glue this with the tape, with the glue trick, put the glue in the back of my hand and glue my panels so that they look nice and pretty. And then we're going to assemble them in the next shot here, okay? I'll be right back. So I'm just making sure those are really stuck down because they're going to be shuttering in and out. You don't want them to get caught or anything, you know? Look how pretty. I love the delicate, just the very delicate edge they leave. So pretty, so pretty. Okay. Here's where they go, where it gets good. Okay. I was looking at the instructions. It's not hard to understand the way she wrote them here, I don't think. Apply these to the tabs, fold the tabs back and press to here to card base. So that part is kind of tricky because she's already sticking it down. Basically, she's saying to stick it down top and bottom before you bring the panels in. But then you're going to have to like squeeze them in under the panel. So I'm going to change that part and I will take full responsibility for that. So this is going to go here, right? And you're going to center it. Now, looking at it, it is a little bit smaller than the card base, so we'll see. And then these pieces are going to slide in and out, so that's not a big deal. I'm going to use this because this is very sticky tape, and I keep fighting with this tape. I told you guys I used it the wrong way, and then it's very easy to fix, so that's what I like about this. I know with the Crafters Companion ones, once they're wonky, that's it, it's over, you know? But I think it's because these have refills, so you can open this very easily, and very easily wind it. Like, it's super easy, you guys. So I haven't had any problems with that, fixing it. The other thing is it's super strong, so if you have a weak piece of paper, it's going to want to tear the back off your paper, so be careful. This is good stuff. So I am going to use it right now. But I'm not going to mess with that part yet. So again, we have our edge. It's showing in there that to put tape on this and to also put tape on the base and then put it together. It's up to you how you want to do it. Basically what you're doing, see the score line there, is you're going to meet that in the score line and press it down. So then when this door opens, it's pulling this with it. Okay? Did you see that? Right at the score line. We're just going to place it, you know, up and down. Now let me see if this paper is weak or not. Okay, good. If it is weak paper, I'm telling you. Oh, I'm at the end of it. Oh no, you know what happened? No. The other weak paper that was in there is coming through now. Ay, 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 ay. See? Look at that. Okay, I'm not going to mess with that right now, guys. I thought I'd give you some tips and help you finish up knowing that, you know, the thing sometimes wants to do something funny. Is this one also on its last leg? Let me see. I'm telling you, I'm having a time with these tape runners. Let me go grab another one because I know I have another one. I will be right. Use another one. I just don't want to spend the time to rewind that other one. Even though it works really well. The tape is so strong. I love it, but it is so strong it will destroy your paper. So I'm putting it right at the edge because you also don't want this to move. That's why I'd rather use a wet glue, to be honest. But so I'm laying it this way. You see what I'm doing? I'm laying it down this right at the score line so I can see what I'm doing. So I can know, you know, up and down where this is at. And I'm going to bring this over. I think that's probably the easiest way to explain this. And then just close it. And we're going to give it a good burnishing. Now when you open this, ooh, it wants to drag that shutter with it, you see? Same thing on the other side. It's very easy. But again, you know, if you're not in the mood or if you're a little flustered, it might take a little thinking, a little more thought. All right, that's good. I want to make sure I don't have too much glue. And I can kind of make sure that's the same as this one. I'm kind of comparing it to this other guy. And again, right up into the center there, press that down. It's that easy, guys. Okay. I just finished the video for the alcohol ink markers for Dime Press, which are really great, but the video was a lot longer. And I'm like, why is this so long? It's because I talked about them, and then also I went and did all of the coloring with you guys. I know sometimes I'll take a break and then I'll come back, you know what I'm saying, I do it on my own. And it takes a long time. All right, we got that flap there. This is scary because, like I showed you, it's not exactly even. Let me see where it might be. So what I was saying is, if you put this down first, like she said, you're gonna have to squeeze these guys in, and I guess you could do it, but it's kind of a pain. What I'm trying to about right now isn't so much the left and right, it's the up and down, because I showed you guys it wasn't quite exactly the same height as the card. So I think right there would be good. Before I really stick it. Oh, this is so sticky. I think there. And there, yeah, okay. I'm just kind of eyeballing where it, as here, where it's leaving down here. So I'm going to move this out of the way, just so I can get a really good zhuzh on this. I need to clean this bone folder off. There's like glue on it. It gets on everything. I know, guys, I'm a mess today. You know why it is? I'm in the middle of cleaning and destashing and getting rid of stuff, so everything's kind of a mess, and then makes my brain a little messy. All right, there we go. So this piece now, this tab, needs to go over these guys. And needs to get, this is so pretty already. Oh my gosh. And it just needs to get glued down there. Do you see that? How pretty that? Oh, gorgeous. That's what I'm saying. I know I can make this manually, but sometimes you want the dies, you know, it looks so pretty. Okay. So again, all I'm doing is tucking it under those two flaps. I'll hold it like this so maybe you can have a good view of that. Just tuck it under the flaps. That's it. And I'm not squishing it yet until I get it where I think it needs to be. You can open this up completely just to see where. Oh my gosh. And again, I can't really get my bone folder in there at this point, but hopefully you don't want to smash your your pretties either. And that's it, guys. So pretty. Okay, so this is the other thing. If you had something big that you want to put back there, you should put it down first, right? But look at that. Love it. And I'm telling you, the one from the Autoship, that first one, they're all gorgeous, but like, I'm into it. So really happy about that. I'll go ahead and cut these panels. I was just thinking if I'm going to do it or not. I'm going to quickly cut those out. It's just this one out of gold paper and emboss them and all that, and I'll be right back. Those. So I'm just going to, again, put the glue on the back of my hand, get these stuck down on the outside of our card. Oh, I'll get that off in just a minute here. So I was kind of looking at this. It's, you know, does it really have a direction? I like these little flowers at the bottom. You know, is that the front of my card like this, or should it be like this? You know, however it is that you want to use it, obviously you're going to then decorate it. But I'm going to clean these out and then just stick them on here. So that's basically what they're meant to do. And you can see it's a lot smaller on the outside because, you know, obviously this has its own thing going. But I'll go ahead and put them down. I'll glue these on and I'll be right back. While I keep this smoothing, and I like to turn it over because I don't want to really just rub this. So I turn it over and give it the squish that way. But I think we're good. You really want this also to be stuck down, especially if you're using the belly band, because it's going to be going up and down. You don't want it to get caught like on the edges, you know? Okay. There's so many little pieces of paper. Miranda's going to have a good time with these. All right. So pretty, you guys. My goodness. Oh, you know what? That is my top and down, because remember I told you this paper had direction, so this is going to have to be my top. It's the same either way because it's just symmetrical, but when I go to decorate it, we want to pay attention to that if your paper has any kind of direction to it. I love this. It reminds me so much of that cool paper that came out not too long ago from Tonic, and I really like that. So that's cool. Okay, the last thing is the belly band. The weird instruction belly band. So I'm going to cut it out of the pink paper, I guess, just to bring that pink paper back. And this has nothing else to do other than, you know, run it through. If you want to emboss it, I suppose you could, because this little line will kind of get deeper in it to give it a little texture, I suppose. But otherwise, you're just going to cut it out. So I'm going to cut 2 of these in the pink paper. So I just did the magnetic mat, and you know, like I said, I don't cut into it. But that was tight enough, basically, to give a little embossing. So I think I'm good with that. I'm not going to run it back through with the embossing mat, but you can. You see what I'm saying? It gives that little edge. And if you want that edge to be more pronounced, use the rubber mat and go for it. All right, guys. So this is basically it. This is the construction. Everything else is decoration. Of course, I have tons of Anna kits that I will decorate with. But again, the instructions here say to obviously fold these back. You're going to have these little bits. And then you have this bit, right? And the instructions say to glue one to the other. look at how fat that belly band is gonna be. Now, if you want your card to be super fat, I suppose, right? I mean, that's a lot. But my inclination when I just saw the dies was like, oh, you're gonna cut one off because you don't need all that tab. So I'm gonna cut one off, and then basically that's what Anna had said in the video. And I'm sure if you guys were at Create, you know that too. So I'm gonna cut this off just a little bit, nice and straight. If you're just gonna cut it off, I wouldn't have scored it like I did, because then it gives it a weird little bend. Just cut it off, don't bend it. And then we're gonna glue these together. Now, when I go to glue this together, I am gonna do that, but I'm also gonna pay attention to how fat I want this. I might give a little zhuzh, a little nudge on one end. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and glue this one side. And glue it down almost exactly to the edge, but the reason I don't want to do that is I want to give it a little bit of thickness, right? Because it is a belly band, you don't want it to be just stuck. So if you can see, there's a little bit of a gap. I'm gonna let this dry, but when I come back, we're gonna close this up and we're gonna wrap it around just to see about how much I need, and then I'll put the glue then. Okay, I'll be right back. Now, if you have decorations that are gonna be really dimensional in here, I would say don't even put the belly band until you're done, because that way you're not squishing it and you have a good idea of how thick your card is gonna be. And I am gonna put the ugly side, obviously this is ugly because it was just cut towards the back, but it doesn't matter because obviously you're gonna slide this on and off later. So we have it here, and I'm trying to see about how much can I get away with. And where does the glue need to be? Like, that's nice. Is it super snug? Is it too snug? That's not bad, right? So I'm kind of eyeballing where that is. You see that it's not quite at the edge. If I glued it all the way to the edge, we'd be in a little bit of trouble. So it's just like a hair away from the edge. So I will put glue to match that up. Just like here. Just to give yourself, I gave myself a little extra room because I am going to put some, obviously, decoration in there. All right, so it's not super flat. It does have a little bit of a bow so that I can have a little stretching. Okay, I'm gonna hold that. And when I come back, we're just gonna put some stickers. I have tons of Anna stickers. You can do whatever you like, obviously, but I'll be right back. Okay, so I just went to my Anna stack, and as I was holding this and grabbed something off the top, it is the quotes and flowers. Now, I do not know, cardstock quotes, dimensional stickers, okay, good. I was like, well, I do need a sentiment, so that's good. And then I do need something dimensional, so I think we're good. Follow your heart. Wishing you a day that blooms with happiness. Oh, that's pretty. Hold on. Let's say I wanted this in here. I want to see how big can this be that you can read it. Oh, look at that. I can read the whole thing. I think that is what I will put in there. I wanted it to be flat because you know this is going to be, you don't really want to put something dimensional back there is all I would recommend. Now, can I get this out? Okay. So I'm going to use a glue that moves, like this one. If I use my Nuvo, it's just going to stick really badly. Now I do want this kind of on the very edge as much as I can because I don't want things getting caught. It looks like the little flap will won't go under it. You see that? The flap's end here. It's not going to get stuck underneath because of the size of this. But there we go. So I'm going to slide that in there. I'm trying to be very careful. I'm not really sticking it down yet because what's going to happen is I put that wet glue. It's going to get underneath where I don't want it, and we don't want to glue our flaps down, right? I'm trying to be careful with this. Okay, now I will let it touch. I try not to let it touch the card base too much. But like I said, if you know you're going to put it, you know, I had no idea what I was going to do. I just wanted to show you guys how to put this together, the basic structure. So right there. Oh my gosh. And of course, do you see this? It is upside down, you guys. This is why we use a glue that will move. Boop, boop, boop. Here we go. Here we go. No big deal. All right. Oh, thank goodness I used that glue. All right. Does that look pretty? Center is up and down. That's not bad. This one's a little bit crooked, so you can see his little shutter wants to come in here. Okay. Perfect. Oh, thank goodness. Thank goodness we noticed that before I kept going. All right, there's that. And then, you know, do you want to put more stickers on the outside here? Of course we do. Sorry if this video is going long because of my talking, because of my choices, my life choices. Here we go. Oh my gosh, that's so pretty. I mean, and this is the thing, I've been collecting Anna since way before, you know, even HSN, just whatever she carried, and then Michael's and other places. And I was always like, I don't want to use this stuff, because we want to keep it. We don't want to use it. But I mean, this is so pretty. You got to use your stuff, you guys. I kind of like this one down here. I do want something up in the corner, but this one looks pretty for down here. So I'm going to do that. Again, these are stickers, and I always forget, and I always end up putting glue. Like even right now, I rather put glue, to be honest, because I'm going to put this here. I don't want this to have the stickiness behind it. You can take the whole sticker off. You can cornstarch it. You can put other things to keep it from getting sticky. You can just rip part of it off. I usually do that. I'll leave like this with the sticker on it. But I'm going to just use glue this time. Saves me from picking at the back of it anyway. And where do I want to put the glue? Pretty much here, right? There's just that one flower that was kind of sticking out. And like in there. Oh, it's so pretty, you guys. I do need something in that top corner though. Keep grabbing the same flowers over and over. Oh, this one's pretty, but I'm trying to look at the direction the flower's taking. Like that, is that weird? I can't really tell which way this flower wants to be. That's pretty. Again, I'm using glue. You can rip the back off of it and use it as a sticker. But also what's underneath here is very dimensional. So I always like to use a wet glue when something has a lot of ups and downs, because you never know where it's actually going to stick. Actually, I don't want it there. I want it more like here. Yeah, this is a weird flower. I don't know what it wants to do. It'll just be here. Okay, I'm going to hold these down until they're drier, and then we'll do something to the front. Actually, we're going to put some stuff on the belly band, really. Hey guys, we're almost there. Look how gorgeous that is. Somebody send you this card. Oh my gosh, I would just, yeah, so pretty. Okay, now we have it the right way. That's good. Orientation good. Belly band. So again, I want this nice part towards the front. What we're going to do with this guy is decorate it, basically, unless you just want to leave it flat like this. So now if you have a belly band, you can put something dimensional, just the person's going to have to know to lift the belly band up. You can't bring it back down, right? So let's say you wanted to put something like this here or whatever. It'll be fine, but you have to open it up. So really you want to decorate the belly band, it seems like. And I don't know if we want another sentiment, just some flowers, you know. You can cut a whole like pretty thing from all your other Anna stuff, a whole big front, you know what I'm saying? Like another die, decorate that up, and then you have like all of this going on. So, I mean, you can do as much or as little as you like, always. You know, just a little flower like this. Aww, that's kind of cute. You know what I'm saying? You can do whatever you like, as long as, I guess your recipient knows that that's the belly band. This is cute with the follow your heart, but I want this on here too, and it would cover up the words. Yeah, so I'll just decorate it. I mean, I don't know. I've spent a lot of your goodwill here watching me do some boo-boos and fixing them a little bit. Wishing you the very best of everything. And on the inside it said something else, a blessed day or something. Like this would be nice, and then maybe this, right? Because the background, and then it still goes together. Who knows? Whatever it is that you like, this is gorgeous. I'm really happy with this set. Can't wait to get the Autoship on the others, the new Autoship. So again, I'll have the links there for you guys. Thanks again for spending your time with me. I will see you guys at the next one. Bye now.